I'm slightly off track here. Tom, I don't know if I've shared this with you on a previous conversation, but I always remember this patient I saw a few years ago, 37-year-old chap, right, who from the outside, it looked as though this guy was crushing life. He ran his own business, right? He drove a sports car. He made really good money. He worked on his terms. He didn't have a boss. No one's going to tell him when to work. He worked most weekends, right? He comes in to see me, and he's worried that he's got depression. He says, Doc, I feel low. I'm struggling with motivation. I feel indifferent about things a lot of the time. Is this depression? And we did I ran a variety of tests with him. I spent time getting to know him, and I asked him a question. I said, how often do you see your friends? He said, Doc, I don't have time, right? I really don't have time. I'm kind of up to date with what they're doing on Instagram or Facebook, but I'm busy with my business. And the prescription I gave him that day, Tom, honestly, no word of a lie, was, look, what I want you to do for the next few weeks is once a week, in person, I want you to see one of your friends. And when you're with them, try and put your phone away. That was it. And he said, is that all you want me to do? I said, I just want you to do that. Focus on that. I'll see you in a few weeks. Now, this guy was desperate. I appreciate it wasn't the prescription he was, expecting to get from me, but nonetheless, this is what I was picking up. 6 weeks later, Tom, he comes back. He's almost bouncing into my room. He's got a smile on his face. I say, how are you doing? He said, Doc, I feel like a different person. I've got my mojo back. I've got my energy back. I've got my vitality back. I said, what happens? He said, well, I started off every Sunday going to the local cafe. I'd meet up with one of my friends. We'd just catch up for an hour over a coffee. We'd keep doing that each week. And after a few weeks, we decided on a Wednesday night after work, we're going to get together and play five-a-side football, right? Honestly, Tom, right? 6 weeks, I did nothing. His mood state changed. That then continued for months afterwards. That one change led to all kinds of other positive lifestyle changes, like better diet, because he realized actually he couldn't run around playing football anymore like he used to, right? So the point I'm trying to make is he thought he had depression. He certainly did not have an antidepressant deficiency in his life. What he had was a friendship, a meaningful connection deficiency in his life. And the funny thing is, Tom, his friends thought he was crushing it. His friends thought, hey, I know he's busy, but he's busy with work. He's doing great. So actually, it was only by revealing himself to his close friends that he got his vitality back. He got meaningful connection. He got his health back. That's why this stuff is so interesting to me. So when we bring it back to this deathbed exercise, right? Many people like you've said, one of the things you want to do each week is spend quality time with your wife. What's the first thing you said on your deathbed, right? I want to have made sure I have maximized on everything possible to lift up my wife. And, it's so incredible to hear that. That's alignment, right? I know you're very intentional about the time you spent with Lisa, but a lot of people are not like my patient. And so this exercise really helps bring them into alignment. And Tom, yes, you may have a slightly different view because of the way you think, but I don't know. When we talk to palliative care nurses, right, they tell us over and over again what people say on their deathbed, and it's not as different as we might think. They all say the same kind of thing. I wish I'd worked less. I wish I spent more time with my friends and family. I wish I'd allowed myself to be happy. And then speaking to alignment, Tom, what is another thing that they say? I wish I'd lived my life and not the life that other people expected of me, right? So people say that on their deathbed.